Kamaru Usman is going to wrestle Dricus Du Plessis to a finish, and he's going to go on a middleweight title run. Mark my words. This weekend, Kamaru Usman is taking on Dricus Du Plessis, two former champions in the middleweight division, fighting it out for a number one contenders bout and for a shot at that middleweight title against the champ Sean Strickland. This is a bit of a sleeper fight. Obviously, it's being overshadowed by the White House card, by the McGregor card. I feel that Dricus Du Plessis is too lackluster in the skill department against Kamaru Usman, and I think Kamaru Usman is going to be able to get the takedowns. I think he's going to implement that lighter man skill, and I think Dricus Du Plessis, one of the most sloppy, one of the most untechnical strikers, one of the most untechnical wrestlers in UFC history, he's been on a fluke run, and he's going to get exposed even more than he did against Khamzat by the great Kamaru Usman. At 39 years old, Kamaru Usman, with no knees, with no cartilage, is going to go out there and he's going to dunk on Dricus, and it's not even going to be close. Crazy take. Crazy take. That's an insane take. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Dricus is overrated. He fought a washed Izzy who wasn't taking the sport seriously and barely scraped a lucky sub in the last minute when both men were tired, both men were exhausted. He got exposed by Strickland in their first bout. Strickland beat him. Strickland beat him up. Say what you want to say about the judge's decision. Look at the two men's faces afterwards. The only damage Dricus did to Sean was a accidental headbutt that opened a cut. Dricus's face looked like that guy from Freaky Friday after that fight. That was disgusting what Sean Strickland did to him. Fair play in the rematch, he got it done. That was pretty clear. But he still lost that first fight and he got exposed. Most importantly, he got absolutely exposed by Khamzat Chimaev in the wrestling department. Bro, mate, I'm telling you, he was in crucifix for like 25 minutes by Khamzat. Khamzat could have done anything. If that was a street fight, Khamzat could have kneed him in the head and killed him. You know, that was absolute domination from Khamzat, and Dricus looked shit. He looked terrible. He looked sloppy. He looked slow. People keep forgetting that Dricus has a major cardio issue, and he only got his nose fixed to get it re-broken and re-damaged in sparring, in the fights. His cardio is not what it once was, and his cardio is not that good anyway. I think he's going to get wrestled. I think he's going to get absolutely pushed by Kamaru. Kamaru knows how to push a pace. We saw that against Joaquin Buckley. We know that Kamaru Usman's style, unlike a guy like Adesanya who relies on speed and fast twitch muscle fibers, we know that Usman's style is one that lends well to doing well later in his career. It's one that can survive the test of time. And it's one that can do what needs to be done against Dricus. This is close to a 70-30 fight. People be saying 50-50, and that's a controversial take when people say 50-50. It's not a 50-50 fight. It's a 70-30 fight. How can you say that you're going to see Dricus Du Plessis get absolutely out-wrestled and disgustingly outpointed and outmatched by Khamzat Chimaev for 5 rounds straight when he was a champion, when he was riding 2 title defenses, when he was on top of the world? How can you say that that guy goes out there and gets absolutely dominated by Khamzat, takes a massive layoff, he's been out for a year, and say he's going to be the favorite going into this fight? There is no chance that Dricus starts well against Khamzat. There is no chance. There is no chance that Dricus does not get gassed against Usman. There is no chance that Usman doesn't get the takedowns that he needs to get on Dricus. There is no chance that Usman can't control him, can't push him up against the fence, can't use his technical wrestling skill and beat Dricus Du Plessis up. All DDP has is brute strength, and that strength is going to do nothing against Usman. Usman's one of the most underrated GOATs of all time. He's the welterweight GOAT. He's got more all-time wins than GSP. Okay, maybe that's a lie, but he's got close to one of the most dominant runs in welterweight history. Second to GSP. He's beaten his division. He's lapped his division twice, and it was only a lucky head kick from Leon that ended his legendary streak. He was about to break Anderson Silva's record. He comes out 38, 39 years old, beats the young, surging contender Joaquin Buckley. And I think Joaquin Buckley is just a shit version of DDP. And I think Usman, with no weight cut, and a little bit bulked up with a bit more strength and a bit more size at middleweight, I think he can really push the pace on Dricus. And I just think Dricus is going to get outmatched in the wrestling. You can't tell me that you see Dricus get taken down and dominated by Khamzat and not think Usman has the possibility to do the same. This is one of those fights where it's crazy that Usman's being counted out, and the only reason he's being counted out is because of age. It's because of age, and we've seen what the Unk can do. We've seen what the Unk can do. Every UFC fighter right now who is champ is over 35 or pushing 35. We see it time and time again. It is the year of the Unk, and when you look at a guy like Usman and you look at his skill set, it's one that lends extremely well to doing great things later in his career and to be able to impose a game plan, a very good game plan. Remember, he's coached by Trevor Whitman later into his career. It's not a style that relies that much on speed. That is Usman. It's not a style that relies that much on his chin. He's very evasive. He's very good in the striking department. It's a style that relies on wrestling, and it's a style that relies on imposing will out there and kind of being a bully. And that is the last thing to go. The strength, the power. Usman's got this. Usman's got this. The only thing I see worrying him is the knees and how tough this training camp has been for him. We know that that's always been the issue with Usman. It's been getting through the training camps. And if he can just get through this one uninjured or as close to uninjured as possible, I think he's going to have a stellar performance against DDP. DDP is one of the most overrated fighters of all time. This guy has nothing. DDP has fucking nothing. He has absolutely nothing. He's overrated as fuck. He's sloppy as hell in the striking. Usman can probably knock him out. If we see the Usman that fought Jorge Masvidal, Masvidal's 10 times the striker Du Plessis is. Du Plessis is one of the most sloppy strikers of all time. He fought a washed Izzy. He got lucky against Strickland in the rematch and he got exposed by Khamzat. DDP is crap. The only good win DDP has is Whittaker, because Whittaker was technically in his prime, I guess, at that point in his career. DDP is overrated as fuck, and when Usman whoops DDP and goes on a title run at middleweight, I want you to come back and show some respect, because he's overrated. He's overrated, he's a bum, and he's going to get absolutely exposed by Usman. Usman's going to get the takedowns. Usman's going to impose ground and pound. Usman's going to impose his will. Usman's one of the strongest fighters of all time. He's one of the best wrestlers of all time. He took Khamzat Chimaev to a draw on a week's notice, upper weight class. He defended the belt 6 times. He was on a 15-fight win streak. People put so much disrespect on this guy's name, and it's unwarranted. DDP is going to get smashed by Usman. He's going to get taken down, and it's going to be a 25-minute struggle fest for the king of Africa. A washed king, a bum, a loser. He's never sniffing a belt again. DDP, auraless. Fuck him. He's done. He's absolutely done. His career is over. Usman's going to destroy him at 40 years old with no knees. I said it.